Welcome back to the fourth annual Lung Cancer Foundation of America World Lung Cancer Day social media takeover. Today, we are celebrating advances in research made thanks to your support. And we're also hearing from patient advocates nationwide about living with lung cancer.
We have heard so many inspiring stories from everyday people who are living with lung cancer. They're sharing their experiences, including something called Zentangle. It's meant to help your overall well-being.
Yeah, this is a process of focus, of relaxation, and achieving a state of flow, they say. It's as if meditation and drawing kind of met head on. So I visited with LCFA patient advocate Lisa Goldman, who is a CZT, that's a mouthful, a certified Zentangle teacher. A full lesson would take kind of an hour or so. So we had Lisa provide us with a quick overview. Take a look.
And I have my piece of paper here. And the first step in Zentangle is to take a moment of gratitude or relaxation. So I just explained to you how this is an alternative to meditation, but we're just going to take a moment to sit in your chair comfortably, take a deep breath, drop your shoulders, and take a moment to just think of something, anything you're grateful for. It could be really small, like if you have a lovely pen you're working with today, or just grateful for the moment you're going to give yourself here. And when you're ready, go ahead and pick up your pencil. And the second step in Zentangle is just to put 4 dots, one in each corner of your paper. Or if you're working on a larger paper today, just pick a smaller area and create 4 dots, no bigger than 2 inches, like about 2-inch square here.
Okay.
And the reason for that step is because it's very intimidating sometimes to look at a blank piece of paper and not know what you're going to do. And anybody can put 4 dots down. And then the step 3 is just to connect those dots and make kind of a frame here. And you'll notice I am not trying to make my lines perfectly straight. There's no mistakes in Zentangle. You can make them straight if you like that, or that's how they come out. But if they're wiggly lines, you're totally fine.
Great.
And we're going to skip step 4 because I'm keeping this what's known as a monotangle, because we don't have time for different quadrants here and different tangles. We're just going to do a single tangle. So I'm going to skip ahead to step 5 out of 8 steps, and we're going to set our pencil down for now and pick up your pen. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in what's known as a tangle. And a tangle is just a type of pattern. And there are literally thousands out there. I'm going to pick a very simple one. This one is known as printemps. I'll write that down. That's the French word. And I totally mangle that because I don't speak French, but it's the French word for spring. Whoops, that's backwards. But I will show it to you when I flip my camera back to me later. What we're going to do, how you draw printemps is just a spiral. So printemps looks like that. You can go around as many or as few times as you like. And printemps is the French word for spring. So this is kind of like a fun, because it looks a little bit like a spring. I mean, it means the season spring, but it looks like a spring.
Sure.
And now what we're going to do is we're just going to add more printemps, but as you pull up a neighboring printemps, as you bump into the first one, you're going to pick up your pen. So this one is going to bump here. I'm going to imagine my pen drawing behind the first printemps, and then set down my pen and continue on.
Okay.
So it looks like one is over the other. And we're going to keep doing that, just filling up your square. And you can draw printemps in various, you can keep them all roughly the same size, or you can make a little tiny one. And you can make a medium-sized one.
Again, no mistakes.
No mistakes is actually the slogan of Zentangle. And you will have an option if you hit the border that you drew. You can either imagine it's like hitting a neighbor printemps and pick up your pen, imagine you're drawing, but set your pen back down when you come inside. So you can make it as though it's a high wall. So there's a reason we drew that border in pencil, because you have an option here of treating it as a firm high wall border, or you can choose to be more organic and let your printemps go ahead and just spill out over the edge.
Great. Okay.
And you can fill up your border or not. It's really up to you. I'm going to leave mine as it is now because I don't want to take too much time, but I want to show you one option to embellish this, which is to add what's known as line weight. So I'm going to pick one side of my printemps and just set my pen down and add a little ink to one side of the printemps. And I can do that on all of them, or just a few of them, or none of them. But it really adds a surprising, this tiny little detail adds a surprising amount of dimension. We'll move on to step 6, which is just to do some shading. So now is when you're going to pick up your pencil.
Okay.
And anywhere you see overlap, going to add a bit of graphite down. And then if you have that Q-tip or tortillon or something to sort of make that graphite a little more blended or gradual, I'm just going to blend it out, and just that little bit of graphite where there's overlap, again, really enhances the dimension. Once you've finished that, you can kind of turn it every direction and decide which way you like it best. I'm turning it around, so we're trying to figure out, because we're going to move to step 7 here, which is putting your chop or your initials or whatever signature you want to add to your piece of work. So I don't know, I think I will do it this way. And you don't necessarily have to put your signature in the bottom right corner. So sometimes I'll do it on the upper side here. So they can go from very simple to very elaborate. Here's some recent ones I've done. You can really spend, hours or not. Here's a favorite one I did a couple months ago. So you can get into it and get really detailed, and you can start adding color. Let's see if I have a colored one is right here. This one was more representational. Sometimes they get a little representational. Let's see if I have. Anyway, I could spend a long time.
No, those are neat, and you can see where anybody could take part. And also, you could, if you get interrupted, that's fine. You could always come back and maybe have another idea. So absolutely,
I have lots. I have like a box of half done ones, or a notebook that I travel with. Sometimes I don't do it on a tile. So yeah, it's just been wonderful. I used it with my kids during the pandemic, so you don't have to have cancer diagnosis to enjoy Zentangle. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's fascinating. I love trying that. You're very good at it. I'm not going to show you mine because this doesn't look quite that good. But I had a mechanical pencil. That's what I'm going to blame it on. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, that's harder to shade with. But I've been doing this, like I said, since 2014. So don't compare your first tile to my 1000th. But I really believe that anybody can do this. And I also want to say that I like to use it for meditative purposes, but people also have found it useful to help them focus during lectures or classes and things like that too. So sometimes, you know, people compare it to doodling. Somehow having something to do with your hands actually helps you auditorially. Auditorily, is that a word? You know, listen and
Absorb the information. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, Lisa Goldman, thank you. We appreciate it. You giving us a Zentangle lesson, an abbreviated one, but still, that's fascinating. I'd like to read more about it. So,
Yeah,
and thank you for sharing your journey and
you're
living.
welcome. Thanks for having me again.
All right, very good. Thank
All right.
you.
Uh-huh.
You may have noticed I did not share my Zentangle. It was not pretty, but it was very relaxing. I liked it. I do understand the appeal.
Who knew the things you'd be learning today on our
Right,
Lung
right.
Cancer Foundation of America's World Lung Cancer Day social media takeover.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. There is far more to learn about lung cancer and lung cancer research. All you have to do is to continue that journey is visit LCFA's website,